through payroll year end on Xero. So I am recording this for the 24-25 tax year. So 24-25 has just ended. We're going into 25-26. So I've just come into the demo company and payroll and overview, and it's brought me to here, and it's got this really handy wrap up your payroll with confidence box here, and you've got a view end of view checklist, which is your checklist to take you forward with all things you need to do. This will generally be the same each tax year, and this tax year checklist is the one to follow. So if we click onto this, it'll open in a separate tab, and it's got all of your what you need to do, when, and everything else. So first off, we need to finalise the year and do the last pay run. So if you haven't already, do your final pay run. In here, we've just got another one. You will, when you go to do your next payroll, have this as well. So we are going to... Right, so we need to run 2 on here. So I'm going to run those, and then they're done, and then we'll move forward. So bear with me. Right, so I've now filed all of those last pay runs. So everything's filed to the 5th of April. So I can now come back into here and I can tick that that's now done. So next thing to do is claim the employment allowance for 25-26, and I'll pop a link in to all the guidelines and everything into the notes. So you've got that. So let's go and do that. So you can either click on here, go to HMRC settings, or you can do it from here, and it's just in settings. And then you want to go to HMRC. So don't worry about that. That's just because it's a demo run. But generally, if you are claiming and you're eligible, and again, you can click here through to the guidelines as well, then you would tick. And you would, unless you are one of these, you would tick other or the state rules so that you are claiming it. This will probably already be claimed for the previous year, so don't worry about that. It's just this is a demo, so that's why it looks like this. But yeah, so you want to tick that you're claiming it. And generally, if you're a sole director, you can't claim it. You have to have at least 2 people on payroll with a salary over 5,000, which is the threshold for this 25-26 year. So click that and save it, and what Xero will do is it will send a EPS through to HMRC to confirm that you are eligible to claim it, and it'll just do that as part of the natural cycle of sending the EPS so you don't need to stress. As long as it's saved and it's there, you're done. So let's tick that one off. The next thing we're going to do is review calculation method for directors. So national insurance is generally calculated annually, which means that the first few months of the year they won't pay national insurance, and then later, as they go over the threshold year to date, they will start doing it. But if you want to pay it a little bit every month rather than later in the year, just so you've got more of an even cash flow, then you can change it to alternative, or you can do it to this. So just to show you where that would be, if you go to employees, I don't know which of these is a director. So in the taxes section is where it says if it's a director or not. So if you are a director, you will have set your start date as a director. And in here, you can change it to annual or alternative, and then press save. Once you're done and you're happy that they're all done, you can then go back to your checklist and tick that off. Next thing to do is review all your employee details, and then just check that the updates, they'll automatically take out the week 1, month 1 flag in line with the requirements and everything. So just double check that you're happy with that. And any national insurance changes as well. If you've got, for example, employees under the on one of the other categories, I can't think what it is off the top of my head, but I should pop all the details in the description so you can go and have a look and check that. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to share that. Next off, we need to share our P60s with everybody, and these need to be done by the 31st of May. And they can be done at any point from the 6th of April onwards. So again, we can pop back in. You can either click here or we can come back and do it manually. Payroll employees. And then you just want to tick for everybody. So as long as they've all got their emails in there, you can tick them and click on share P60s. I'm just going to do a dummy one in here so that I can show you how it works. And save. So you would tick share P60, selected P60, selected employee will receive an email to go on to Xero Me and receive an email that the P60 is available for them to view and download. So for security purposes, it doesn't just email it to them, they have to then log on and do it themselves, but then you can share them. I'd also recommend just downloading a copy, which you can do here, download P60 of everybody so that you've got them in your records as well. You can also, if you wanted to, you could also just download them manually for each person and then email them that way, or even print and hand out, whichever you prefer to do. But obviously make use of the software where you can and share them via the email link. So we've done that. The next thing is a little bit different. So confirming payroll benefits for 25-26. If you have already registered for payroll and benefits, then you can get that. Sorry, excuse my pop-up. If you have already registered for payroll and benefits, then you can set this all up here. If you're not registered, you need to register before the 5th of April. So you've missed it for the 25-26, so there's nothing to do this year. And then you have to do it next year. What we will do is we will, over the coming months, we will get this all recorded. So we'll add this as a separate video, but we will add in a link to some information on payroll and benefits. So you've got all the details. So that's it. That's all of your checklist on here. The one other thing I would recommend doing is just reviewing everybody's salary to make sure they're all on the new minimum wage rates or above, to make sure you don't fall foul of any of that. Again, pop the details in the description. So I hope that all makes sense, but if you've got any questions, then please feel free to email us in and we can take a look and see if we can help.